Today I want to have a small discussion on this. This is a dummy aircraft, and we're going to discuss the control surfaces on aircraft. So the primary and secondary. The primary consists of this stuff: the radar, the elevator, and the ailerons. I just put it like this so that you can see ailerons. The ailerons are found here at the trailing section of the wing at the output part. Output here, this side. So, and the secondary are flaps, slats, spoilers, yeah, and trim tabs. So these are flaps. They are found at the trailing section of the wing. And the leading we have the slats in some aircraft, not all. Same here, both sides. Okay. Yeah. So, what are the control surfaces actually? They control the aircraft during flight. So the radar turns left, right from the cockpit is controlled through the barrels. When you step the left, it goes left, right goes right. When it goes right, the tail goes left. When it goes left, the tail goes right. It just turns like this. Suppose this goes this side, then it will turn like this. Suppose this goes that side, then it will turn like this. And the radar just controls here the nose of the aircraft. So it will just go like this as you turn it. Okay. And it makes a rotation. This is now what you call vertical rotation along the vertical axis of the aircraft. So let's talk about the elevator. The elevator is found, I've already shown you in this dummy. It's found here in this part of the aircraft. You see this horizontal stabilizer is vertical. So this is where you find the elevator. And the work of the elevator is to pitch the aircraft up and down. Along the aircraft is making this motion, and this is a transverse motion of the aircraft. I mean, it crosses this. So what it does is that it pitches the aircraft up and down. So suppose it's also controlled from the cockpit. Suppose the cockpit, the yoke is pushed forward, then the elevator goes down, then the tail of the aircraft go up. Once the tail goes up, the aircraft goes down like this. Vice versa. If the yoke is pulled back, then it will go up, because the horizontal stabilizer will create a downward force, and this downward force will make this to gain altitude to go up like this. So that's what it does. It creates pitch movement. So it causes a kind of stability called horizontal, but it acts on the lateral axis of the aircraft, the lateral axis, and causes this stability. Okay, so let's go to the ailerons. The ailerons are just around the aircraft. So the one that goes up, the aileron that goes up, like if I show you this drawing, I don't know whether you can see it. It's a demo like this one. As you can see, this has gone up and this has gone down, and the plane is turning that way. It's making this motion, turning that way. Okay, and the left one here, it's going the other way. This one is going the other way. So the plane is turning that way, and this one is turning that way. So the aileron is controlled from the cockpit also through the yoke or the control wheel. So it goes right, left. If the control wheel goes the right, goes the right. It goes left, goes the left. And it creates a roll movement. So the aileron that goes up gains less lift, less drag, and the one that goes down gets more lift, more drag. So it tends to rise and create a trade-off here, a condition called adversarial, which tends to pull this plane away from the direction it's intended to go. Suppose it turning like this, adversarial will pull here this way, opposite to that. So for that, the pilot engages the radar to coordinate the flight, because the radar will turn it towards the direction it's supposed to go. Yeah. So that's it. Now let's talk about the flaps. The flaps, increase camper means curvature, they increase the surface area and the chord line, and as a result the lift increases, the drag increases, it's used during low, and then the stall speed reduces, it's used during low speed. Okay, this is a high lift device, and it works together with the slats, so it does more or less the same thing. It is extendable, it's retractable during low speed operation, during takeoff, initial climb, during landing, approach and landing. For example, when it's approach and landing, it creates more lift and there's more drag which helps the plane to land. Okay, so the two work together, and they are found here. I've shown you before where they are found. I did show you these are slats, these are flaps, slats when the plane is going like this. Okay, let's talk about the spoilers. The spoilers are found at the top of this. They're like small plates on the top of this, and their work is to dump the lift like ground spoiler and then slow down the plane to land. They're throwing all the weight into this landing gear. The plane lands. Okay. Yeah, basically that's what the spoilers do. And if it's on one side, it can also help the aileron to roll the aircraft. Okay. Yeah, they're just names given. Actually, they're small wing-like stuff, structures which are placed on different parts of the wings of the aircraft. The aircrafts are different, so they are not the same. As I've told you, there are split flaps, plain flaps, Fowler, slid, double floaters, single floaters, Fowler flaps, Kruger flaps. Flaps are many, and it depends on which aircraft, like turbojet, fixed wing aircrafts. Yeah, pretty much. So another thing I have to talk about is the trim tabs. Trim tabs are used to trim the aerodynamic forces, which for every movement the aircraft does, there's a aerodynamic effect. And this will mean that the pilot will have to readjust the plane all the time. So these trim tabs are to counter these aerodynamic forces, and actually found here in this part. And there are also small wing structure, like small actually. They help to counter aerodynamic forces. So this entire thing about control surface on aircraft, primary and secondary, and that's what it does. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I hope I've shown you this. There's one more thing that I'm almost forgetting to show you. I don't know what that's structure is. Sorry guys. Okay, here. This is actually a drawing. This is the transfer section. Sorry, this is a horizontal section. As I've written, you see this is a vertical, and this is on the lateral side. So the plane moves like that. This is the center CG, it pitches up and down here. Yeah, this is a radar, this elevator, vertical stabilizer, this vertical horizontal stabilizer elevator is hinged here. The radar is it's just a drawing, nothing much. Okay, and shows the kind of lift and movement it makes like a vertical, like this vertical rotational movements. Yeah, along these places. These ailerons here, the flaps are here, the slats are here. Yeah, that's it, man. Thanks for watching. Hope you've learned something, and let's see how the series continues. See you again. Bye.